Hello and welcome to episode 153 of Comics with Stevey D. And I got a jam-packed show today. I just finished my run of Solo Avengers and Avengers Spotlight, and I decided to do the thing. I had like 4 or 5 of them. And we went out to visit our grandchildren this weekend. And on the way, there's this comic book shop in Lebanon, Missouri, Macy's Comics. Well, anyway, they closed at 6 today. I got there at 20 minutes to 6, and I hunted and was successful. And the next run I'm going to collect is The Thing. I already had number 1, which is a great cover. And I have number 2. And I have number 4. He's fighting something. I can't tell what it is until I read it. Here's a good one. You Don't Ever Want to Be Punched in the Nose by Ben Grimm. Because it'd be clobbering time. I got to put some of these in new bags and boards. But they're hot off the rack. And really, for as old as they are, from the 80s, mid-80s, they're in pretty good condition. Pretty good corners. Look at the corners on that. And I got them all for $1 or $2. 3 for maybe a couple. I was happy. And here's a Hydra monster, kind of. He's fighting. This is in Mylar. Huh. That's cool. Mylar presents. They call them booze goggles for comic book collectors. Here's one. I like this cover. It shows the transformation and back to Ben Grimm, to what Ben Grimm would look like in his normal human body before he transformed into the Thing. This one is a weird cover. It reminds me of a Huntress cover with a bunch of hands. I'll have to make a comparison video one day. He's quitting. Everybody quits, right? He's quitting the Fantastic Four. Spider-Man quits. Captain America quits. Iron Man quits. All the biggies quit. But this is probably my favorite cover because he's laying a haymaker right on Rhino. Isn't that cool? And look, I mean, this is an old book. Look at the corners on that. Look at the spine. You see, not straight staples. You know, the book's not warped or anything. I read this one. I had this one in my collection. He's fighting circus men, and this one, you know. And I had, of course, when you collect, and sometimes you get doubles. I had this book that I had found a year or so ago, and I just loved the cover. And it's in pretty good shape. You know, I'm not a comic book grader, but I would say mid-grade, you know, high mid-grade. But this one, and I don't know shit about grading and everything, but this would be in the 9s somewhere. I mean, there is not a tick on that spine. Look at it. Look, there's staples there. No cover roll. It's not rolling. Look at the corners on there. You could floss your teeth with them. Down on the bottom, too. So, this is probably a 5, and this is a 9.2 or something. But I'm not a grader. I'm just joking and guessing. Uh-oh. Guess who's knocking the Thing on his ass again? It's the Hulk. Look at that guy. Ben's kind of regretting it. I like the courage. He's got every bit as much courage as this Hulk, but not the strength. And I don't know if that's Alicia or an alien chick, but I know that's some sort of dinosaur. Dinosaurs. That's got to be an alien chick. Look at her hair. His girlfriend, I think, is blonde. I haven't read any of these since probably early 90s. 2 more. Okay. This is a good boxing cover. You know, it just looks like they're sparring it out. I don't look at the belt buckle on this guy. I don't know the Sphinx. the Sphinx is dying and he's going to take the thing with him. Nah, I don't think he will. And now he is really in the ring. Yeah, he'll get out of it. He's almost bulletproof. All right, those were my things. And I got, there's 35, 36 of them, 40 at the most, something like that. I got to look it up. But I got over half of them. And I got, of the half I got 4/5 of them tonight on my hunt, on my 20-minute comic book hunt, which is the best kind, you know. All right. And then I had a mail call. And these are my faves right now. Tales of Suspense, number 95, a 12 center. The Gray Gargoyle. Check it out. I think I got all but one of the 90s. And here is, I got two. I treated myself because it's my birthday month. The Melter. I have been looking at this. Look at his Iron Man's armor. I have been looking at this cover for well over a year because I like the cover, and it's been in auctions. And I said, they call this a 4-5, my comic shop. So I think my book was in. I think my old The Thing book is higher, way higher than a 4-5. Look at the spine on that one. But I don't care if it was a 1-0. It's in my collection now, and it's I'm heading toward maybe 15 of those. Okay, now this is a book I found. If I had time, I would dig out a companion book to it. The companion book is What If Mickey Mouse and friends were the Avengers? And he was wearing an Iron Man suit. And I saw it on Alan's show, The Comic Collector Geek. And I said, I got to have that book. So I got that book. But I ran across, this is a Scotty Young. I got about 2 or 3 Scotty Youngs in my collection. What if Donald Duck? I just love this illustration. You know, what if Donald Duck was Iron Man? And I look at the rings. He's shooting through the rings. I think that is so cool of a repulsor ray shot. And the eyes of the duck are duck-like. And, of course, the beak, where Mickey had the ears, and his tail is sticking out. And clouds. Look at the brush strokes on those clouds. I'm really into art, so that's my favorite thing. To tell you the truth, I look at comics more than I read them, but I've read a couple good ones this week. Okay, now this was my last one. I needed to complete that run. I got maybe one more in this pile. Solo Avengers number 14, and what a great Black Widow. Isn't that a cool cover? They're friends, but not too friendly, you know. And this goes in my Huntress collection, so I think I'm about 2 books from completing it. She's on, it looks like to me, the cover's telling the story. She's like in a psychiatrist's office, a high-tech one. She's on the couch, and her mind stuff is being projected on the screen behind her. That's why it's in these different shadings. Look at the choppers on that guy. So 1 or 2 more, and I got that run. So got a lot of good run fillers. And wouldn't you know it, what happens when you're looking for comic books? You run across something you didn't know was there, and you liked it. Because I'm already collecting the Huntress. I got this Huntress number 1 from 2011. She's drawn differently. Her costumes, she's got like Captain America shoulder pads and more Mockingbird kind of mask. And it's real cool. The street scene is very cool. I like that. I wish I could learn how to draw that. I will. I will one day. All right. So that was my comic book order. Oh, and here's the other one. Here's the last solo Avengers. I knew I had one more in there. I think that, yep. Dr. Druid, I wanted to make sure, because they draw them a little different from time to time with cape colors. I don't know. Everybody notices something different in comics. On the hunt before, I had an even trade with a good store I go to, and you know, we like each other, we're friendly, and we talk comics sometimes. Somebody in the library, a librarian came into a store saying, nobody, this is the Union, Missouri Library. And that's what's in here, which is cool. Telling you where it's from. And it's brand spanking new. She said she's giving the book to him because nobody ever checked it out. And it's, what is the cover price on there? I don't know if it's going to focus. It's, it was 35 American, 47 Canadian. So, and it's anecdotal. This was the author, just a regular guy. And American Splendor, Archie, The Avengers, Kyle Baker, Batman, Black Panther, Zap Comics, The Yellow Kid, all that's just reference, and it's the bibliography is real cool. So, you know, which is just part of a great reference book to add to like my other ones up there. Okay, and I gotta say I gotta say a thank you to my son Ryan, who brought me a gift. He said, "Dad, what do you want for this day or that day, Father's Day, Christmas?" I said, "Get me a small package of comic book dividers." And so he brought me these, which are cool. I don't know what it just says comic book divider on it, and you can write on either side. And when I do my comics, I do them kind of like this, you know, so they don't block the title. Like if they go this way, I do them in opposites, you know. And so thanks Ryan. He's almost 30. All right, now, okay, I'm almost done. I've really had a comic bonanza. Here's a funny one. DC Comics Essential Graphic Novels #1. And you see all the bad guys, all the villains gallery, the villains rogue, the rogue gallery. They're all tied up, but the Joker is reading a comic book. If you see him right there, I think you can. And Superman's got one. I can't figure out what it is. If you know, please leave a comment. I would love if you recognize that comic book. I know this one. It's The Watchmen and Batman. Superman's got the Unknown comic. I thought that was funny. And if you look at it quickly, it's funny. All right. Now, the next ones are cool because I don't have many of this type of comic in my collection. And I'm not really trying to get them. All right. But I just liked them when I ran across them. And I've seen these type of books on other people's shows. And I like them. And most of them are painted covers. Here is a great robot one. All right. They're UFO Flying Saucers, Whitman Comics, 25 centers. And look at, I just love the alien head or whatever's in there. I like the way the light bulbs are coming out of the side and at the same level as the eyeballs. I thought that was cool. And that's hard to draw hands. I'm not very good at it. I might try though. I love that UFO. Okay, I got 2 or 3 of them. I'm just happy and nerding out with you for a few minutes. I hope you're enjoying it. All right, this is my favorite of the 4 of this kind of comic book. The Twilight Zone. It's a gold key, 20 center. And there he is. Science fiction writer. But I love this cover. The alien force or whatever it is blowing up the Eiffel Tower, the Taj Mahal, Mount Rushmore, and what was it? There's the space shuttle. See our space shuttle? And it's a 25 center, so it's Mid to late 70s, probably. I'm guessing, but I'm probably close. And I ran across this. I love finding this one because I got a couple of other action figure ones. It's kind of like the 25th anniversary portrait covers with the border going around. It's kind of cool. I like that. All right, and this next one. Speaking of the Twilight Zone, there was an episode once that they were at the will reading, and they said you can't take these masks off until midnight, or you won't get your $1 million inheritance. Or some rich old dude was doing it, and the faces on those monsters, or space aliens, reminded me of that story in association with his picture, which already had my mindset going in that way. So those were great cover buys, and they're painted too. All right, and let me see. I'm almost done. Okay, that, and that. All right, I'm done. So, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment, and if you want to subscribe, go ahead. But that's not important. What's important is if you enjoyed the show, I'm glad you did, and I tried to make a good one for you all out there in comic book land. All right, so with that, please enjoy your comic book pursuits.